This one I'm smoking today.
Yeah. Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are into the building. Wrong sound effect. Here we are. We need that applause. That's right. Everybody come on in. Everybody come on in. It's your man, Wildcard Mar, in the building. It's episode 526. I don't know. It's been so many of them. Either way, I know it ain't Taco Tuesday, and normally we get busy on Taco Tuesday, but it's all good. It's Wacky Wednesday, and we got a lot to talk about. Wildcard Mar in the building. Of course, the man to my left, future NC's champion, Randy. I'm not laughing at you, bro. I'm not. I swear I'm not laughing.
No, you're not. You are not laughing at John Harbaugh. You are not laughing at the future. I know you're not. I know you know better.
I'm not laughing at you. How you doing, man? What's good, man?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. I'm happy for football season to be starting so soon. You really know how much you missed it when the first preseason game starts.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see the ratings on that Hall of Fame game, but I'm willing to bet that they probably were nice ratings. Even if it was preseason, the Hall of Fame game, we know preseason ain't worth a damn, but it's just a void of not having football. And not only that, it's kind of like the down period. Unless you're a super crazy baseball fan like me or some other people that I know, it's really a down period because obviously there's no basketball, there's no hockey. World Cup just ended a few weeks ago. So there's really nothing but baseball right now. And so
no, exactly. We as sports fans have been walking through the desert and we just saw a cactus for the first time. It's just like, I bet there's water in there. Like, I'll watch a preseason Cardinals-Panthers game. I don't care, bro. This is a drought right here. I am famished.
It is. We'll kind of talk a little bit more football later in the show for sure, because we're going to give our way too early predictions. MVP, offensive player of the year, coach of the year, stuff like that. And Super Bowl champions. Obviously, we're going to give our predictions who we think are going to be the division winners. Kind of seed them up in playoffs, and we'll kind of give a way too early Super Bowl 61 winner. And we'll do that. We know it's way too early. We understand it is August 12th.
This is when you lock it in. That way you have no information to work with. Like you're locked in now, and you are to blame for all of your failures starting now.
Not only that, not only the blame for your failures and the praises for your victories, but it's also what I love to do is always come back to this show in February and be like, okay, there was a reason why I gave this prediction. Okay, maybe it didn't work out. Or hey, this is the way I gave this prediction. Hey, look how that worked out. Because I mean, we've done it from time to time. We hit, we miss. Shit happens. It is what it is. It is what it is. But we're actually going to hit some basketball first, because a very, to me, a key figure in the kind of, I guess, this era of basketball over the last 18, 20 years. I think he's a key part of that culture. Russell Westbrook decides to call it a career, a Brodie. He hangs it up. And I'm going to be honest with you, Randy. I kind of had a weird mixed feeling about Brodie, his career. Okay, because like literally the first part of his career, I guess I really didn't take time to really admire all the things that he did on the basketball court. And I guess I was fixated like, yo, man, this man's a turnover problem. Like, this man is a turnover problem. And then once I put it into context, once you are a guy of not only a high usage rate, but with the ball in your hands, you're just going to be prone to turnovers. I don't think there's no way around it. Now, adding context to that, how you get those turnovers do matter. Now, you just being a little, Three Stooges and you just falling bumbling all over the place, then yeah. And Brodie had some moments like that. He did. All right.
Yes. Oh yeah.
All right. He did. All right. Now, I think what changed my mind on him is, obviously I've gotten heated debates on Facebook with other sports fans and stuff. And shout out to my man JB, Jonathan Bruce, who by the way has a son out here in Kansas City who's a baller. And whatever college decides to recruit him, you better get him. But me and him were having a conversation, and this what really kind of sparked our friendship off camera, was the fact that, he kind of explained to me, like, when you see a guy that is not a temperature changer, but like a thermostat, one that sets the temperature. And I think Brodie kind of fits that. He's going to set the tone. He's going to set the tone for his team. We know he's going to give maximum effort. We know that, right? And we know he's going to want to do just about any and everything for his team to win. Now, unfortunately, he hasn't been able to get the big victory. And, I don't think it's necessarily all been his fault. I just think there's been some misfortunes in his career, because there's times when he played for Denver, I thought he played his role very fantastic and well. Even his time in LA was kind of up and down, but there was times I'm like, man, y'all kind of using my man as a scapegoat. But that's just me. So I don't know how you feel about Westbrook, but I just kind of feel like he's kind of had one of those misunderstood careers on how his importance to a team and to the culture of basketball. And, I just kind of think he's just a little bit misunderstood. I don't know if I'm reaching on that, but kind of give me your take on how you feel about his overall career.
He's always been such a polarizing player. He's always been a player that you love him, you hate him. Yeah. There's no in between. And he also has, because to your point, he has crazy high turnovers. His turnover count, I believe, is third in the NBA, like career turnovers.
He's up there, because I know him and LeBron when they were on the Lakers. That's what pissed me off. I'm like, how do we have two guys with most highest career turnovers on the same team, on the same floor, at the same time, and we're expecting this to win? And I'm like,
But LeBron at least has the excuse, because he's been playing at that point for 40 plus years. Russell Westbrook caught up to him in a much shorter amount of time. So he's always had the turnovers. He's also always had the really high counting stats. He's a player that is an example of, you'll get everything if you have the ball all the time. By virtue of all the time. You'll get points, you'll get assists, you'll also get turnovers.
You'll get the whole.
Yeah, your field goal percentage may not be good because you're taking a million shots and you can't shoot. So you got to do all of it at the rim, which is not. We've talked about John Morant in the same way. That's not really ideal for a point guard. He has the MVP season, he has the triple doubles, but this is kind of part of why he's had such a weird career. At no other time would we look at someone with his amount of triple doubles as a bad thing, and a lot of people do, because it never amounted to winning. It seemed to hurt the flow of team chemistry, and it seemed to be bad for ball movement. It seemed to be bad for spacing, especially because he couldn't shoot, and he would have those triple doubles, but also on like 40% shooting and with like 5 turnovers, and
more.
Yeah, exactly. So him being this former MVP, consensus top 10-ish point guard ever, never having a ring, arguably having a history of making some of the teams he's been on worse. As your Lakers are a perfect example. You should not trade him, get D'Angelo Russell, and become better. Like if you get D'Angelo Russell in exchange for you, and the team becomes better, that is a bad omen on how much you were to that team. And I know that there were like structural reasons for that too, but not a good look for a former MVP. And even his MVP season is very heavily criticized because he won it as the 6th seed. And I don't think anybody thinks like it's his fault they were the 6th seed. They had just lost Kevin Durant. He was carrying the team as much as he was, again, to that usage rate problem. But it's a very weird career, I think. Obvious Hall of Famer, that there's no doubt about that.
Now, Randy, not to cut you off. To me, if anybody's questioning if he's a Hall of Famer, I don't think that's part of the debate.
Yeah, no matter what you think negatively of him, he's obviously still a Hall of Famer.
Exactly. I like you cannot like his game. You cannot like the way he, his usage rates is high. You cannot like his all-time career turnover, which were some of the things that really bothered me about his career. But then I'm like, still a Hall of Famer, bro. Like he's like we can't talk about this period of basketball without him, and that's just my opinion. I feel very strongly about that, and I'm willing to die on that hill about that. And whether I've always had this mixed feelings about his career, I've always stood back that this guy's still a Hall of Famer.
No, for sure. He definitely was. I mean, the NBA is historically a very easy Hall of Fame to get in anyway, but even outside of that, former MVP, triple doubles, and he's probably the best rebounding point guard ever. I think that's a fairly easy. I can't really think of who else would be in strong contention for that. Like that's enough to walk into the Hall of Fame. There are Hall of Famers who are in the Hall of Fame now with much worse resumes than that.
Oh, absolutely, and whose career, if you put them side by side, would not match up with Russell Westbrook's accomplishments. And to your credit, and I think you bring up a good point when it comes to the Hall of Fame, because it's the basketball Hall of Fame. There's no actual just an NBA Hall of Fame, and so their criteria seems very lenient to get into, and that's another debate we'll have another time for another show. But I just think when you talk about Hall of Fame, and I was listening to Jeff Passan, who he covers Major League Baseball, very well-known writer, journalist. And he's like, when you have these Hall of Fames, they're meant to tell the story of that sport. And if you're talking about this time period over the last 20 years, I just don't see you just omitting Russell Westbrook. Like you said, whether you like him or hate him, to omit him would be me foolish. So, but standards are whatever their standards are. I think he far exceeds them, so he'll be a shoe in Hall of Fame, first ballot if they want to. That's a big. I don't care if they do or don't or whatever. But he is a Hall of Famer. I just thought it was odd that he couldn't get onto a squad this year. I mean, I get it. I know he's 37. But I just think the guy
cheap. He was so cheap by that point, and he was better. Like the Sacramento Kings, I think, was the last team he was on. Yeah. That team can't get a measly $2 million for Russell Westbrook. Like, bro, who are you playing on that squad right now? Like, you're the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah,
give Brodie $2 million. Stop it.
You can use Brodie. you can use him. But not only that, also the point is that I was kind of surprised that he wasn't able to get on the squad is because, and I think that might have played into him retiring, is because we've seen other guys in his class or his same age range with, I guess, the same seals around their name still get opportunities. And yes, context wise, there is going to be a difference. Like it comes to mind, Kevin Durant. There's a difference between him and Kevin Durant. But my thing is Kevin Durant is always still going to get opportunities.
Yeah, and he's also playing at a much higher level despite his age.
Absolutely fair, and that's why I'm willing to concede on why maybe certain teams were not afraid, but kind of more like I don't know. I'm like, yeah, we know you're Russell Westbrook, but are you really Russell Westbrook? And watching him, I don't think he's declined to that point where he's not serviceable or not able to at least give you at least 15 and 5. He was a worthwhile role player at a cheap price at that point. Like he's better than a lot of role players in the NBA. I was thinking the same thing, right? Like he's at least a serviceable role player. Hey, again, I think if you put him back on the Nuggets, that's a good depth piece. What did the Miami Heat call him?
Yeah,
I mean, don't y'all need people to fill out that roster?
They do need spacing. He doesn't really help with that. But again, you're just plugging $2 million. You're getting a body on the team.
I got you. Structurally, yes. If we think about it, it may not be a good fit. I mean,
he should not be the starting point guard, but as a depth player, yes.
That's what I'm saying. At least he can't. You telling me he can't be your reserve point guard off the bench and run the offense when your ones are resting? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm just kind of like you telling me all 30 teams in the NBA couldn't use a Russell Westbrook? Like I know there's certain teams constructually it won't make sense financially or a basketball sense. It wouldn't make sense. That's fine. But all 30 teams in the NBA said, nah, we good. No.
Yeah. No, I agree. There are a lot of teams that just as a plug and play cheap player who will give you his all even still at this point and can add rebounding, can run an offense, can add defense. He's always had underrated defense too.
He's always been solid at defense. You know what I'm saying? He's willing to get 30,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would have just added him to one. There's a roster out there that could have used him for sure.
There's gotta be somebody out there that could have used this. But another NBA news, obviously, I'm a big Laker fan. For those that know, Lakeshow, and they sold for. Hey man, I just want y'all to hear this number. Let me get my throat. $12.5 billion damn dollars. God damn. 12.5 billion? Shit. Who the fuck got 12.5 billion sitting around to buy sports franchises? Crazy. Hey, fam. I'm over here. I don't know about you, Randy. More and more that these teams get sold in sports, I'm just baffled by the number that they're going for.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about numbers that would easily fix economies in the world right now. We're talking about eradicate all poverty, eradicate all homelessness, eradicate all hungriness, all that shit. Everybody got a house. Everybody got healthcare. Everybody got everything you need. I'm talking about this is a real stimulus package for real type shit that these teams are going. 12.5 billion? Goodness gracious.
No, yeah, the Lakers are worth more than many countries, and that is kind of wild. If you kind of frame it like that, there are departments, the U.S. current departments that are not funded as well as the Lakers.
That's wow, bro.
Yeah, and it's sports franchises in general are huge and wildly expensive, but it's the Lakers. The Lakers are maybe the most valuable franchise there is, or at least certainly top 3.
Well, they've already eclipsed the Celtics because they got sold a couple of years ago, and they've already eclipsed them. So if you're talking about the other historic franchise in NBA history, so for this, and they damn near put another couple of another 2.5 billion on top of what the Celtics got sold for. Name another historic franchise more historic than those two. That's going to, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the other teams in this league, if they were to get sold, that they couldn't eclipse that number, but it would be asinine for me to think that any of those other franchises historically could never reach that number.
Yeah, no, the fact that it's the Lakers is a pretty big deal. Again, the Sacramento Kings are not being sold for $12.5 billion. the Lakers name, the fact that Luka's on the team, the history, the fact that it's in the LA market, like all of these things make it very profitable.
Oh yeah, big fact. You'll make you're in one of the greatest markets for sports entertainment that there is on planet Earth. I mean, LA and New York obviously are the top two.
Yeah,
you know, there's some Chicago and there's some other cities that can hub some good hubs of entertainment and sports. But when it comes to LA, if you got your hand in that one, Jesus Christ. Now, but what's really killing me is I'm thinking about other franchises of historic greatness or meaning to their respective sports. So, like for NFL, what the hell you think the Cowboys would sell for if the Joneses were ever daring to sell it?
I don't think it could sell for as much as the Lakers.
I
don't think it could. I mean, let me.
I was about to say like
because NFL is the biggest sport, and that by itself does add to the value of each individual team.
Big facts.
I think the fact that, so I guess I'm speaking relatively, right? Like the Lakers are the NBA team. The Cowboys were at one point the NFL team, but they haven't been in now a pretty long time. Even
football-wise, no, they're not the team.
Yeah, and
this is why
power-wise, I know that the NFL still gives them like primetime slots all the time and shit.
Yeah,
but if you like the biggest NFL team in terms of who is the hottest right now, who has the most worldwide fans, who, the most profitable NFL team is probably either the Patriots or the Chiefs now. Right? Well, I don't know if the numbers back that up, but like if you buy the Chiefs, you're getting Patrick Mahomes. Like you're probably going to be in Super Bowls. Like the Patriots had that whole dynasty with Tom Brady recently in everyone's memory.
I guess the only pushback I would give back on you is I haven't seen the Chiefs or the Patriots report. Again, I might be wrong.
Right.
I haven't seen them report that they're continuously on a numerous basis profiting $1 billion per year like the Cowboys.
That's true.
And Jerry Jones has come out and said, "Oh, we've been making $1 billion at least the last 3 years." So he's been doing it on a consistent basis. So I don't know if the Chiefs,
plus they have the show, like the Netflix show, like Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Yep, they're getting money everywhere. He's getting and I've said this on the show, and I've said it a million times. I don't think Jerry Jones, football wise, has ever put a great team together unless he had Jimmy Johnson, who was really smart in the moves that he did to build that first dynasty. All right. And ever since he took over general manager duties and fired Jimmy Johnson and just threw in Barry Switzer to get a last more ring, obviously we know he ain't won nothing since. All right. So when it comes to his football acumen, it looked like he understood it, and then it looked like he lost sight of it. But I also kind of think on the flip side that I don't think he lost sight of the football acumen. I think he was like, all right, I did the football thing. Now let me do the business thing with the team. And he's turned it into what it is. He's turned it into a continuous $1 billion profit, resource damn near every year. So I'm not going to knock him for his business acumen and what he's turned the Cowboys are, which is curious on why I asked that question on what would they be valued? Because we're talking about teams that get known, not just locally. We're talking about like internationally, and the Cowboys have that star international appeal to it. And when you have that, and we've always talked about it, international money is always going to be better than any type of money because you get worldwide money. Like
100%. I would say that because the Yankees and the Lakers are like the clear definitive emblems of their sports. I think the NFL is a little more up for grabs, and I guess that's kind of where my mind was going.
Absolutely, because they'll take the biggest check, whoever comes to them.
Right. Yeah. It's a little more up for grabs as to like who, just because the Cowboys have been shit for so long. Well, they've been mid for so long. Whatever. They're shit, but I mean, like the Yankees were in the World Series even like a couple years ago. Like the Lakers just won a ring like this decade. So they've also maintained a certain level of relevancy, I guess, where the Cowboys still haven't. But to your point, like and I mean, Jerry Jones has even said this. He runs the Cowboys like a profit generating machine, like a reality show. Like he's
making
entirely been focused on that more so than actually winning football games. So it shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, without a doubt. But I just thought that was interesting that the Lakers they got sold for that type of money, and I just put it in perspective. I'm like, damn, man, well, just imagine all the things you could have eradicated instead of buying a sports team.
Yeah, no, for real. You could have fed everybody in Papua New Guinea, and you chose instead to buy the Lakers.
But I mean, it's I guess there ain't no revenue in helping causes anyway. Let's not get too deep. Let's move on to what we really hear about. Is because we need to scratch that. It's a football. It's back. Please believe we're going to have a lot of NFL content on I.O.W. Sports. Obviously, me and Randy talking about it, but obviously, I'm gonna bring back some shows that I did last year and be more consistent with those when it comes to NFL content. It's because we love football, right? Damn it, it is what it is. But let's get to it. Way too early NFL predictions. And let's start with the obvious. All right. MVP. And I'm just gonna be honest. This is not a homer. This is just me giving you guys insight. All right. This man that plays for this team right here, that had an ACL named Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. The word determination doesn't probably even describe what this man is on right now. Slight revengeful, which is bad news for other 31 teams. Slight disrespected as other pundits and people in the media continue to disrespect him and want to not rate him and, have their opinions about where they want to rank him with other quarterbacks. And I said this before on the show, Randy, you've heard me say that this man has a Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Kobe Bryant type mentality where he just is going to use any and everything as motivation to fuel his play. And I just think the guy's he's about to be on some fucking wild shit. MVP is Patrick Mahomes. That's my prediction.
Do you think that he'll have the supporting cast for it? Are you confident in the team around him now?
I'm confident in the offensive line and my running back.
Okay.
And I specifically put it that way, folks, just because I've seen this man have a prime Tyreek Hill and a prime Travis Kelce and win a Super Bowl. I've also seen this man have a Marcus Valdez-Scantling, Sky Moore, and Kadarius Toney and took them and won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So, and the reason why I'm praising like this is because, yes, I do have questions at the wide receiver position in the wide receiver room. I've also seen him take chicken shit and turn into chicken salad and turn into a Super Bowl. So I'm more confident in what he is and what he has done with whatever at wide receiver position and winning. And I got confidence in the offensive line, and I damn sure got confidence in Kenneth Walker. So you give him pretty much the things that help any quarterback successful. Give him online in a running game. I think if you get back to the basics, this is getting back to the basics for the Chiefs here. And I don't know if that bodes well for the rest of the NFL, is because you know what happens when you get back to the basics and keep the main thing? Usually tend to be what you are known to be. And we've known the Chiefs to be a certain standard. So I believe Patrick Mahomes is on a revenge tour type arc. As I think he's just having a certain mentality in the way that he aggressively attacked his rehab to make sure that he's definitely going to be back there week one.
Okay.
That was an ACL and MCL tear, y'all. And
yeah, because I was going to say my other potential, not pushback, but question was going to be how much time he misses, and if he can make sure to play enough games to definitely be in the picture. Okay.
He's there week 1. He's doing too much. He's literally taking all the snaps to training camp. And if he wasn't taking all the snaps, and this isn't like non-patty, he's got the pads on. And I get it. It's training camp. You can't touch the quarterback, but he's full go. He's there. And he's giving me no reason to say that he's not going to be there week 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
My choice for MVP is Joe Burrow. And I have several reasons for this, because I'm kind of doing this. I'm doing this predictively, right? This is like a holistic analysis. So remember 2 seasons ago, Joe Burrow led the league in everything. Joe Burrow led the league in completions, yards, and touchdowns. And he just narrowly missed the playoffs because your Chiefs, in the last game of the season, sat out their starters because you had the seed you were getting locked up, and the Broncos took it.
Did you really think we was going to do them any favors? You don't like them.
No, you don't like the Broncos either. But yeah, no. It was the right decision for you guys, but they ended up getting screwed by it. Or if they just don't lose to Jacoby Brissett's Patriots in week 1. Like, there were several ways around this. But anyway, they just narrowly missed the playoffs. I think that if they had made the playoffs that year, Joe Burrow would have won MVP that year. And the narrative is there. The defense was one of the worst in the NFL, if not the worst. And the run game is, like, fine. The entire team, the offensive line wasn't good. The entire team wasn't being carried by Joe Burrow. He had he had the stats and he had the narrative. The only thing was actually winning the playoffs. Now, to the point from Crafty Southpaw right here.
Absolutely. That's always going to be the question.
Yeah, that's always going to be the question. Joe Burrow has been on and off healthy almost every other year. Now, obviously, this is inference. And it doesn't really, like, it's not real, right? Like, but if you're going by history and giving any kind of weight to it, injured, not injured, last year injured. This year, he's had a lot of time to rest. I know that he rushed back to cover those last couple games to, like, hopefully give them a shot in the playoffs. He didn't get hurt again. Now he's had this whole offseason to rest. If he can stay healthy, then he'll have the narrative. He will undoubtedly have the stats, because he always does when he actually does play. And I do think the defense will be just enough better that while he'll still have to carry the team, it won't be as bad. He has Dexter Lawrence, and I miss him dearly every day. They drafted Cassius Howell, who I like and think is going to be good for them. DJ Turner has turned out to be a really good corner for them. They do have pieces. If they can just be like a top 20 defense, even a top 25 defense, let's say, can Joe Burrow light it up as much as he did 2 years ago to just get them over the hump of making the playoffs with the insane stats he'd have to have in order to do that? I think he could win MVP. Also, he's of the top 5 quarterbacks, like the consensus, everybody agrees top 5. He's the only one who hasn't won it yet.
Yeah.
And they do like that. The media does like to give it to a new person if they can. So,
especially if his numbers are relatively in the conversation.
Yeah, if it's defensible.
Yes.
Like, that's why they did it with Josh Allen, because Lamar Jackson had already won 2.
I don't know. That's
okay. I think it's a big part of why.
No, I get what you're saying, but for me personally, I don't know if that shit was defensible.
No, I agree. I would have also given it to Lamar, But
giving this shit to Josh Allen to me was just the ultimate here, motherfucker. Damn, like god damn, like all right. So you can't have no excuse. You got yours. Like this.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about that MVP that Josh got, and there's no Bills fan that can ever convince me otherwise. Just the sheer numbers just says no. That was not his MVP, especially. And my number one always thing that I will always die on this hill, and sorry I'm going on a tangent, but the fact that my man Lamar Jackson won an MVP the year before with those numbers, and he damn near like took that
40,
MVP.
was it like 45 and 4?
Oh my God, Randy, he took his MVP year and said that wasn't shit. I'm gonna do something even better than that. And they said, nah, man, we just gonna give it to Josh. I said, man, fuck out of here. Then what are we really doing with this process? Because this ain't it.
I know. Yeah, if it was a big here motherfucker damn award. It was. I don't disagree. The reason they gave Lamar the first team all pro still, despite giving the MVP to Josh Allen, does kind of
all pro and got an MVP, bro. Like if I'm really being serious, make that make sense. If you are not all pro, but you are an MVP, that makes zero sense to me.
It was a cop out. It was a cop out decision because they couldn't split the difference, but they wanted to get the MVP. So I think the media loves Josh Allen. We all know that.
Yeah, we know that, and that's fine. Yeah. But like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying why I think it happened. The media loves Josh Allen. He did, I think, have one more win in the season than Lamar. And more than anything, it was the Khalil Shakir sucks and you won with him award, which is kind of fucking. It's a little rude, but it's like he lost Stephon Diggs. He still played well, and so they were like, okay, you're the most valuable player because how'd you do it with him? With him? Like I think that was the decision there. But anyway, so yeah, of all of those 5, now Joe Burrow's the only one that hasn't won it yet. Mm-hmm. I do think that there will be a little bit of a push if it's close between some people to give it to Burrow if he's among the people that deserves it.
Yeah. No, and look, I got no quarrels with that because I think you do bring up some good points. Because we always got to take the media's feelings about how they feel, who their MVP is all the time because they're the one vote, and some of those media people are just it is what it is. But
trust me, I know.
Yeah, I get it, but no, Joe Burrow is not a bad option. It's not like the guy can't play football. Obviously, we know about the health concerns, but I'm with you. I'm questioning the defense because how many times are they going to be able to actually let Joe be in the game? How many times are they going to be able to give him more possessions? As in, how many turnovers are they going to cause? I mean, we ain't seen a good defense from Cincinnati for a minute. Like, so that's
true. But that's the question. Can he do enough if they have like a top 3 offense? If they just have like a top 20, 22 defense, can that be enough to win games?
I say
between the difference. It's like the reverse of the Texans. Like when CJ Stroud was awful last year. It's like, okay, but the defense is doing enough. Just squeak it by.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting maybe the reverse of that here.
No, I hear you. Look, obviously I'm not a fan of the Bengals. I can't stand them some bitches. I do think like we've had the conversation a couple weeks ago. I do kind of think like, damn, man, like Joe Burrow kind of gets a pass for kind of his shortcomings. He's been living off that run that he had 3 years ago because now you've missed the playoffs 3 years in a row. And to really answer that question, I think like you said, if they get like a around 20-ish defense, I think we're having a different conversation about the Bengals. But they got to show that they can do that. And because all they need is just a defense to get enough stops because they just missed the playoffs just by that much. But we also
the worst NFL.
Yes, with the worst defense. But I also can't let Joe get off the hook and that offense get off the hook because they have historically been piss poor in the month of September damn near every year. And when you get off to slow starts, I can't. If it's 1 year, okay. If it's another year, then I gotta look at you awkwardly. No, this is their thing. So it's kind of like,
I agree.
I can't really let you get off the hook, Joe, in your offense when y'all motherfuckers really are starting off so. You're starting behind the 8 ball, and it's already October. You're 0-3, you're 0-4, you're 1-4, you're 1-3 every damn year, and you're fighting from the literally behind the 8 ball, fighting uphill for the rest of your schedule, and you've never had an easy schedule. Now, this year, if you really look at their schedule, numbers-wise, strength of schedule is probably one of the weakest schedules, so that can aid. Now, if they fumble this schedule, Randy, I think we got to have some conversations in Cincinnati come February if they fumble this schedule.
So I'm going to, because media narratives become a big thing around people, and media analysis is very results based. And I think that I'm about to defend Joe Burrow, because since the media, and you can see it with a lot of the talking heads now, because Joe Burrow hasn't made the playoffs in 3 years, people have forgotten how good of a quarterback he is. Like, you see it everywhere. She's like, well, he hasn't made the playoffs in 3 years, and he doesn't have any all-pros, and, like, all this, he doesn't have an MVP. Like, he's overrated, all this stuff.
Okay. Oh, whoa.
No. I'm not saying that.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to say, whoa, they tripping, dog.
Yeah. No, so Joe Burrow has missed the playoffs the past 3 years because 2 of the years he's been injured. And one of the years he had to carry what was the second actually worst defense in the NFL. I think the Panthers were worse.
Oh my God.
But, yeah, they set records for being ass. But he carried what was the second worst defense in the NFL, what was an absolutely putrid defense, and just barely got them a game away from. Now, to your point, if he hadn't lost to the ass Patriots led by Jacoby Brissett in week 1, they would have gotten him. He might have an MVP because of that basically one game. So he absolutely deserves blame for that. But maybe the most accurate quarterback ever. He has the highest career completion percentage. He leads consistently among the best passing offenses in the NFL. He's the only one in the AFC to beat your boy in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's kind of been his calling card, and I got no problem with it, because like you are bringing up all the valid points on why I absolutely agree why Joe Burrow is one of the elite quarterbacks that are, in my opinion, and I think you would agree, the consistent five. My thing is him and the Bengals fit the narrative of two things can be right at the same time. I just think people forget that his side of the coin just doesn't get mentioned to the other side of the coin. And I think where I have a problem or a disconnect with some of the talking heads and how they talk about Joe Burrow, because I think you'd be foolish to think that he's not a top 5 consistent quarterback in this league. I think you'd be foolish. Right?
Of course.
But it's come on, man. Like, it's one of those things where, like you said, and the injuries that he's been getting have been in the latter sides of the season, the back sides. So it's more like, I'm just saying, even if he does get hurt, if you get off to the better starts in September, and say, for instance, you do happen to get hurt in the backside of the season, if you're rolling in that first half, you still kind of put us in a better position to at least maintain the ship.
Yes.
Instead of keep hoping that Jake Browning is going to not turn the shit out of the football and take us out of playoff contention. So it's kind of like, damn. I just think that, and obviously injuries, you can never predict them. You can control them, but you can't control them. So at the same time, it's like, I don't want to put too much on the fact that he is often injured, but he's the true example of, if this guy is healthy, we're having a whole total different conversation about the Bengals.
Yes. And to one point that I've also heard made against him, and I think is a valid one. Now, because we've talked about like the lack of how much he's had to carry the team, right? The defense has been awful. Offensive line has been bad. The running game has been bad. It's basically just him and his 2 receivers against the world. And it kind of has been like that for a while. However, the offensive line is made to look a little worse by the fact that of all of the top five, well, not counting Stafford, so the other top three, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar.
Mobile.
Yeah, he's not that mobile. He's entirely in a 2000 style pocket passer.
Now
And
he is in the pocket.
Isn't really adapting to everyone.
I will say that. I will say that Joe Burrow is deceptively shifty in the pocket. Like, I've seen this guy get out of plenty of sacks against my Chiefs. So I'm not going to say, to your point, he's not mobile. Like he's going to rush for a 15-yard scramble.
He's not anything close to a dual threat. He is a pocket passer at core, and he's other than now Stafford bringing himself back into that conversation. He's the only top quarterback that's still like that, and that does create limitations where like could Mahomes, Lamar, or Allen in a lot of those cases avoid the sacks that he gets, because taking sacks has been a known problem of him. Like that's been consistent even during the time where he was getting to the Super Bowl. Eating sacks was part of that, and it's just like, well, if he was more of like a dual threat star athlete scrambler, like all the other three, Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar have never had a problem with sacks like consistently. Yeah. So I think that's one weakness you can point to his game that I think is a valid one. But in terms of just heaving the ball to another person, there are so few that can do what he can at that level.
I 100% agree. And it brings up to another point about him and Stafford. And it's funny that Stafford just won the MVP with his style of quarterback play. Yes, he can make all the throws, but he is a traditional still pocket passer. And
even less mobile.
Yeah, he's less mobile than Joe. So, and the crazy thing is about their style of quarterback, which, 15 years ago was like you said, that was the stereotypical what you wanted. Now they're last of a dying breed. And it's so odd that the reverse style of quarterback is how it's so accepted now. With the whole mobility and what you kind of have to, because have you seen these defensive ends now? Like, I got it from these guys.
People, we remember when Lamar Jackson was coming out, and there was all the talking heads that were like, he's not quarterbacky enough, and we know what that. Really
we know what that is.
For whatever reason, Josh Allen was perfectly quarterbacky, but anyway.
Well,
and now the entire NFL has basically accepted that style. Like everyone's moving towards it because they know how.
Absolutely. When you look, never mind. I was about to say, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. It's funny that you just made that comment about Josh Allen. Him, they never said he was quarterback enough, which is crazy.
That was when he wasn't even a good quarterback yet.
He was so raw,
athletic prospect. And it's just like, but he's quarterbacky? And no one says that about him now. He has rushing records. Nobody says like, oh, he's just a running back. I wonder why. But it's so crazy is because
there's a guy that's built almost the same way like him in Indianapolis that will probably never get the same chances that Josh Allen is going to get. Anthony Richardson, I don't know if he will ever become of anything, but my thing is the physical traits is what everybody are clamoring for at quarterback right now. So I still think there might be a team, there might be a coach out there that, before it's all said and done, give that kid a shot. We've seen the resurgence of a Sam Darnold. Hell, we might see a damn resurgence of a Kyler Murray this year. So speaking of which, comeback player of the year, I'm going Kyler Murray.
I am too.
I just think KOC is probably one of the better offensive minds that we've had in the NFL. And for him to get good output out of Kirk Cousins, and him to at least try to get anything out of JJ McCarthy.
That was rough.
He kind of helped with the resurgence of Sam Darnold. So my thing is I trust KOC, and also I'm gonna take it a step further. I trust that Brian Flores is on the other side of the football, handling his business on defense, and he's going to put a defense together that's always going to keep that team in games. And hopefully Kyler Murray can take advantage of that, because I just think KLC is just a good offensive mind. So comeback player of the year, which is odd to I don't know how they really come up with the criteria anymore. Comeback player of the year, because we've had years where a guy was just sitting on the couch, he came back and played good, put the team to the playoffs, won the comeback player of the year. We had a guy literally 86 on the field come back, and he got comeback player of the year.
No, he didn't.
He did. Oh,
that's right.
God.
It was between the guy that died and Joe Flacco. And they gave it to
God, I forgot. That was wow. I forgot. Because I think we had talked about that. We was like, wait, hold up. The guy that literally is facing the adversity of life and death comes back to the NFL and he doesn't get comeback player of the year is bananas. That was wow.
Joe Flacco for a really good 6-game stretch on the Browns.
Was comeback player of the year.
Yeah,
that was wild.
The guy that died.
I'm glad you reminded me of that. That's wild. I forgot all about that. But regardless, that speaks to my part. If I don't know how you come up with the criteria, so
Kyler Murray was going to be my comeback player of the year. Mm-hmm. My comeback player of the year now is Aaron Donald. Because he is apparently practicing with the Rams. It's real. Now, so for Kyler Murray, I think the case is kind of the reverse of the Bengals case, right?
Yeah.
The Vikings have a really good roster, a win-now roster. They have Justin Jefferson, who in any year can be the best receiver in football, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. They brought in Jawan Jennings. They have a Brian Florence-led defense that's always elite. One of the best coaching staffs in the NFL, like you said. The offensive line, when healthy, is really good. You got Christian Darrisaw, Brian O'Neill, Donovan Jackson. I know that they, Ryan Kelly retired, but a revamped, mostly good offensive line on paper. If you could just get top 20 quarterback play, you could win a lot of games. They were 8-9 or 9-8 with the worst quarterback play in the NFL by far, with JJ McCarthy and Max Brosmer. You telling me Kyler Murray can't be better than that?
Yeah,
you should be able to be better. However, the media loves Aaron Donald, and if Aaron Donald comes back from not playing football for 3 years now, and if as long as he doesn't suck, and I don't think he will. I think they're going to give it to him. But I think those are the top two candidates. I would also throw Tua in there, but I would lean more towards Donald than Kyler.
Okay.
Actually, well, Burrow also because of the injury, but I don't know if they want to keep doing that.
And that's I really have no idea how they continue to come up with the criteria for comeback player of the year. But either way, I like both answers.
Speaking of the Vikings, my offensive player of the year is Justin Jefferson.
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
now go ahead.
He's always the best receiver in the NFL, except for last year, because again he had to deal with the worst quarterback play in the NFL. Like Jamarcus Russell levels of EPA per play. Yeah, that's what he had to deal with last year, and he still broke 1,000. I think upon being able to go back to his normal status, with Kyler being at least a solid quarterback, and I think he can be that, I think he'll have the numbers, and I think that will be the difference, and I think he will. They haven't given it to him in a while. He was the best. He was clearly the best receiver in football for years. Then there was 2 years ago where Jamar Chase won the Triple Crown, and so it was between those two. And then everyone, because again, all analysis is just results based. People are now saying oh, Justin Jefferson's not actually that good because he only had 1,000 yards, despite the context of the guy throwing nowhere near him every play. So I think he'll have the numbers this year, and I think by the narrative of proving, no, I'm actually still that guy. You just have to get the ball at least somewhere near me. I think he will win. That's my prediction for Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson.
I actually don't hate that. I actually was going to go Caleb Williams. I don't know what it is that you did to me, bro, but you got me on this Caleb Williams train, and I don't.
A quarterback.
You know what it well is because I don't think he's winning MVP, but I think he's going to have an MVP season. So therefore,
like a Drew Brees situation where like it's two quarterbacks that are both
yeah, and they're like, and normally we give the offensive player to a skill position, but here, Caleb, is your alternative. We'll give you MVP next year. But for me, it says a lot about Caleb Williams and how his play last year kind of turned, I guess, my perspective on him. Because I always knew he had the talent, but we've had this conversation a couple weeks ago. That motherfucker made some throws last year. I'm just like, huh? Okay, all right. I'm not questioning you, and I think a lot of that is because he's finally around some competent coaching. So,
and really good offensive line when he had a really, really bad one the year prior.
Yeah. So I'm gonna knock out two predictions at once right here. So, offensive player of the year is gonna be Caleb Williams, and coach of the year to me is gonna be Ben Johnson. I just gotta give this man his just due. This man is like, it was one thing to see him build a successful offense in Detroit. It's another thing for him to literally go to another team as now the head coach, and not only as the head coach, a team that you are in that same division that you leave, so they know your offense, they know what you bring coaching wise, and it still didn't matter. He stayed in the division and said, all right, yeah, y'all saw me build that offense in Detroit. Okay, let's see how it looks without me, but look what the hell I'm about to do in Chi-Town. And I'm thoroughly impressed with the year that Ben Johnson did last year, and I think that he can easily repeat it. What he did with the Bears was fantastic. I know I was listening to Adam Schefter, and he kind of made a comment. You look at the strength of schedule, it looks strong, but if you really look at how it's formatted and the breakdown of it, you look at the schedule, it's pretty manageable for them to actually get another double-digit win season this year. So two birds with one stone. Offensive player of the year, Caleb Williams. Coach of the year, Ben Johnson.
So I like that prediction a lot. I'm a big Ben Johnson believer. I was a big Ben Johnson believer last offseason. And you'll see when we go over like the record predictions that I also have the Bears doing double digits again. But I have another team doing double digits with another new coach that I think will win coach of the year for turning a team that was picking top 5 into the champion of their division. And that man is John Harbaugh.
How did I fall for that? Goddamn.
Former Super Bowl winning head coach, one of the best win records ever.
Oh, that's crazy. I ain't messing with you, man.
No, but like for real though. But it's real. That man.
I don't know, man.
Flacco as his quarterback.
Look, I think y'all gonna. I'm not gonna piss on your parade, Randy. I think you guys are gonna be competitive because you know me. Even last year, I was maybe a year ahead of schedule. I was like, I love your defense. Your front seven is best in NFL. You just need the right coach. And hey, look, I haven't had the right coach since Coughlin. All right,
yes.
Yeah, all right. It's been so. You get a competent coach in the building. I can't wait to see what he does with that defense. Obviously, I got questions about offense because like all your young stars are hurt, man. Y'all coming off of injuries. I don't know what's good. I don't know.
Speaking of, because you were talking about Patrick Mahomes, like, oh, he's going to be there week 1. He's not on the PUP list. Guess who also isn't on the PUP list? Malik Neighbors is not on the PUP list.
Good. Hey, that's what I love to hear because the team is a lot better with Malik Neighbors on it, and he helps.
Yes. And right? Jackson Dart was the best rookie quarterback last year. The numbers make that clear. He was lighting up defenses, top 5 defenses. He lost Malik Neighbors in his first start, and he still lit up the Chargers defense, and then with no Malik Neighbors, the Eagles defense. He put up great touchdown numbers. He was slinging the ball at that time to Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, and little Jordan Humphrey, and he still was the best rookie quarterback. He still had like 24 touchdowns to 9 INTs, which is very good against really good defenses. He was playing the hardest schedule in the NFL, and for the starts that he had a winning record. The Broncos defense, with those receivers I just named, he lit up the Broncos defense, and then Shane Bowen sold him out. So with new coaching, with Malik Neighbors back, with another receiver that we're going to talk about in Malachi Fields.
I love Malachi Fields. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my offensive rookie of the year prediction also.
Really?
Yes. If Jackson Dart could play as well as he did with what he had to work with last year, they're going to be great. As you already talked about our defense. Brian Burns, Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter sneakily leading the entire NFL in quick pressures. Arvell Reese has been a monster in camp. Tremaine Edmonds had 5 or 6 turnovers last year. I know that we don't have Dexter Lawrence, and God rest his soul, but we still have DJ Reader taking that spot.
He just went to another team. He ain't gone, bro.
He feels gone.
He's gone now.
Basically the same thing.
That's wild.
There's so much talent. Cam Scadaboo's coming back. The offensive line was the best it's been basically since I've been a football fan, and we just added a top 10 pick to it. So, all that to say, the team should be awesome this year. And if you look at the rest of our division, the Eagles are on a downward slope. Everything's going south. They just lost AJ Brown. They lost round one of the playoffs. Everything's going south for them. They might end up with a new head coach even.
Hey, and the way that they social media team just played Jalen Hurts today, dog. Why they had to show that man getting picked off by Quinyon Mitchell in training camp like that, and put that as your clip on social media, bro? Like, you're supposed to make your quarterback look good, not look good. Like, they had that man look crazy.
It's his job to make himself look good. Maybe don't throw picks to Quinyon Mitchell. I do not trust that offense. I know they fired Kevin Patullo. I still don't trust that offense, especially without AJ Brown. The Cowboys, I think their defense is going to be better, but how much better we don't know. And then the Commanders, I don't really in my predictions normally factor injuries in just because they're so unpredictable. But there were 2 teams that I did, which were the 49ers and the Commanders, because of any teams having injuries, that's about as predictable as they are. We don't even know if Jaden Daniels is going to play. We don't know if he's going to be good if he does, because, again, all the injuries and him getting beaten up. That defense, I know they did stuff to it. I still don't trust it. So this is a very winnable division right now is the point that I'm making. And if we go from worst to first, that's a John Harbaugh Coach of the Year right there.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I would, like I said, I'm not going to piss on your parade. I think you guys are going to be competitive. Is your division up for grabs? Yes. I don't know, man. I hate. I'm not trying to. I never say this, but kind of like the Cowboys this year. In that division, I thought I'd never say it, but it's weird. But we'll get into more of those predictions. But I don't hate your pick for Rookie of the Year because I love Malachi Fields. I think he's going to be a beast. If he doesn't get it, even if he doesn't get the award, I think the trajectory, in my opinion, for his overall career is going to be something fantastic. In my opinion, you're not going to find too many 6'3", 6'4", 220 guys walking around this earth that could at least run a sub 4.40.
Mismatch monster.
Mismatch. He's a problem. I love Malachi Fields, so I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually, I would have loved to have him, but anyway, we weren't in position to get him. We weren't. But,
right. We had to trade up quite a bit to get him. So
yeah. So, my offensive rookie of the year. I hate to sound cliche, but it might be Jeremiah Love just because of the fact that he might be the only thing worth the damn in Arizona, and they're gonna wear him out because they still want to at least try to give their fans something to buy their tickets for, and I think the kid's electric.
Did you hear that it's not even for sure established that he's going to be the starting RB1? Like that like Tyler Algier is apparently like in competition with him. I don't know if they released a depth chart yet, but I did hear that was a debate at one point.
Arizona Cardinals, I'm just going to give you a piece of advice. All right, I'll make this a competition. You just gave that man Jeremiah Love a very hefty contract as a rookie running back. You want to sell them tickets? You want to sell them tickets, right? Don't F around with this, Tyler. And I respect Tyler. I think he's a good running back. I think he came up on the short end of the stick. Hey, I'm going to leave Atlanta. Let me get from behind Bijan, maybe get to a spot where I'm going to, probably get the bulk of the carries. And then, no, we're just going to get Jeremiah Love. I think he did get the short end of the stick. It is what it is. It's business. But at the same time, is I think Tyler Algier is a good running back. You're Tyler Algier. That's Jeremiah Love. And yes, you've been in the NFL, but what I think that young man is about to be, like
if you're not sure that you're going to start a running back, don't take a running back at third overall. Like,
absolutely,
if you feel confident enough in Tyler Algier to start him, maybe instead get him some protection with that third overall pick. Yeah. There was that guy Francis Mauigoa right there, who was a right tackle. That was your biggest need. Yeah, that's its whole thing. I'm glad they didn't do that because that helped me tremendously. And you know how afraid I was that we might be the ones to Jeremiah Love.
Of course,
I was sweating. I was flop sweating in my sleep.
They would have sent you in the crash out mode on another fucking level. I don't think there'd have been anything anyone could have said anything to you.
I would have been on the news.
I didn't have been nothing nobody would have been able to say to get you off that crash out level. And I know, like, you just gotta let it play out and just let him come down on his own. But like, I just think when you got a talent like Jeremiah Love, that prospect, and I think he's a better prospect than what they even clamor for Ashton Jeanty. That's just my opinion. And because I'm comparing him to the likes of a Bijan coming out. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you did give him the contract that they gave him from rookie was pretty hefty for a rookie running back contract, and it's fully guaranteed from what I can understand. So it's fully guaranteed contract value put him up there with the top running backs. So I'm like, if you do things like that, you take him in the top 5. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about, Tyler Algier? I get it. You came. Come on, Tyler. I love you, bro, but you're gonna be part of offense. But
I think Tyler Algier should get a starting job somewhere. He is a very good running back. He was really good with the Falcons when he was before Bijan got there. But yeah, no, of course you don't spend a top 3 pick and that kind of money on a running back and then not start him. That's insane. However, to your prediction,
yeah.
The reason why I couldn't get myself to go with Jeremiah Love is because I predict a very similar situation to Ashton Jeanty.
Fair.
All the stuff, same stuff's there.
Yeah,
no passing game.
0.
The quarterback game's going to be nothing. 0. And then the offensive line is in shambles. Their biggest need was right tackle, the biggest need of any position on their roster, and they didn't address it at all. So the right side of the offensive line, especially, is going to be in shambles. I am worried that the defenders are just going to stay in the box all game and beat the shit out of him. I think it's gonna. He'll probably have good counting stats the way that Ashton Genty did, but I think that's just going to be largely because of high usage. I'm worried that the efficiency numbers are not going to be good because of that.
No, all valid points. Which kind of, and I did think about those points, and as I was hesitant to do that. And my actually backup plan was actually Makai Lemon. I don't know what it is about Makai Lemon that is well, leading up to the draft, me and my homie Chris Dow, who I do the Chiefs podcast with, he put me on Makai Lemon because he's out in Vegas, so he sees a lot of USC games. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I put the film on Makai Lemon, I'm like, wait, hold up. How's this man not talked about as being a number one receiver? It's just, and I get his size is probably something that scares a lot of people. But the size of the fight in that dog, I'm with it. He definitely reminds me of Steve Smith Sr. And anybody that watched Steve Smith Sr. and watched his career play out, I'll take that on my team any day. So he gives me
inspire Jalen Hurts to throw up. Throw in the middle of the field? But if he does, yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Makai Lemon does turn some heads this season. But that's my offensive rookie of the year. My defensive rookie of the year. Who you got in mind?
Ruben Bain. I think it's going to be Ruben Bain. I was of the position because there was a big talk over if the Jets were going to take Arvil Reese, Ruben Bain, or David Bailey. They went with David Bailey. I think that was the correct pick because I think he's the safest of the three. Arvil Reese doesn't have a lot of snaps at edge, and Ruben Bain has the historically short arms. David Bailey is the safest pick. But he's also a Jet now. So I'm not I am not going to pick him because he is a Jet now. And that comes with a lot. Like if the team is awful and he has no help, I don't know what he's going to do. So I'm going with Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain was very obviously massively underdrafted. Now, I think of all the teams that didn't take him, I get the historically short arms. I understand that. He was so dominant in college.
Mm-hmm.
I think any team other than my Giants or the Browns were insane for not taking him. Just because my Giants and the Browns already were covered at edge. That's not the position we needed. But any of the other teams, why are you not taking Ruben Bain? I can kind of understand it with your Chiefs. Like you just gave up both of your corners. You really needed a corner. Yeah, fine, I get it. But he was like, I think pretty comfortably the best player in the draft at a certain point, and players worse than him were being taken before him. I think, especially on that Todd Bowles defense, I think he'll have help. He's there with Yaya Diaby. He's there with Vita Vea, who's going to be getting attention. I know that Vita Vea didn't have a great year last year, and
that man wanted his money. They need to get that fixed. They need to get that fixed.
Yeah, they need to get that. I mean, there's been some talks that the Giants might trade for him, and that would be awesome. I would love just a clean swap with Kayvon Thibodeau for him. They may not be interested in an edge, but like I'm sure there's someone we could give them. Maybe they could try Deontay Banks. They need a corner. He has got the traits. See if you can figure him out. Give us Vita Vea.
I'm telling you right now, if you guys get Vita Vea, I'll switch my pick in a heartbeat. No, I'm being dead serious. Vita Vea on that defense? Fuck out of here, man. What the fuck are we gonna do with this?
Mm-hmm.
What? No, like hypothetically, Vita Vea right there. All right. You got Abdul on the outside. You got Brian Burns on the outside. Running havoc. Arvell Reese doing whatever the hell he wants to do. Come on, man. What are we doing? Huh?
Yeah. No, it would be nasty. So I'm trying to manifest that. But right now, the defensive line in Tampa Bay looks really good. And I think every team other than the Giants, Browns, or Rams, because I think they made the right pick too. Any of those three teams, any other team besides those three is going to massively regret that they didn't pick him. So I think he's going to have an awesome year.
No, I think his message was made clear the moment he got drafted and the way he walked to that stage. That was the message sent and received. My boy. I received that message, so I don't know if the rest of the league did, but I peeped it and I caught it. Like,
maybe teams will stop this process of ignoring how good a player is and being like, okay, but let's look, what about their traits? How tall are they? It's like the Shamar Stewart can be massively drafted despite being bad in college because he has crazy traits, and then Ruben Bain will be underdrafted despite being a monster in college. Like it's sometimes frustrating, but
makes sense.
Hopefully teams will learn that you don't take the Shamar Stewarts or the Keldrick Falks or the Michael Williamses. You take the Ruben Bains.
Oh, I'll take a Ruben Bain on my team, but we didn't. But it's all good. Now,
who's your defensive rookie of the year?
It sounds crazy. It sounds so crazy. I don't know. I just got a feeling that Caleb Downs is going to do magical things for the Cowboys. They revamped their secondary, and they did add some pieces. So I don't think they genuinely lost that Michael Parsons trade. I think they did what they needed to do to get value back.
I agree.
Player, because with him, it's not like you were still playing elite defense as a team. So it's like, what are we doing here? So it's like
you need multiple pieces to turn the defense around.
Exactly. And so I thought once they made that trade, and at first it was shocking, but once you really look back at it, you get Kenny Clark on the backside of his career, but whatever the last few years of prime life you got in him, you still got a solid D tackle. Yeah. You make the trade for
Quentin Williams,
then you turn around and make the trade for Quentin Williams. The guy's still under 26 and still a stud. So it's like, and they just re-signed him too, so he's locked up. So
then Donovan Raku was a really rookie last year, and then they got Mekhi Lawrence in the first round.
Yeah, I like Mekhi Lawrence. Good pass, good edge rusher. Caleb Downs. I love the versatility of him. And I think you can use with Caleb Downs safety, slot corner, or nickel corner, whichever you want to call it, and he can pretty much you put him wherever you want on the field, and he's just a chess piece.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm rolling with Caleb Downs, because I just think he could possibly give you what Kyle Hamilton does for Baltimore and Dallas. Where I just put him there.
I think that's a legitimate choice. Obviously, I hate it because it's the Cowboy. And I'm glad the Giants took Francis Mauigoa despite popular opinion. But my question would be, what would a safety have to do to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? Because they look a lot at box scores for who wins things. Less so than they used to.
Would he have
to have like 5 picks? Would he have to have like a certain amount of?
No, that's what I'm saying. He would have to have a Pat Surtain season, because Pat Surtain is the last corner we've seen get a Defensive Rookie of the Year, or Defensive Player of the Year, of that matter.
Right, like they gave the Defensive Rookie a few years ago to Sauce, and they gave Defensive Player to Surtain. But they're both corners. Safety's even less looked at.
Exactly, I'm with you, but I just think with the versatility of him, he has to throw in some sacks. He has to throw in some forced fumbles. He's going to have to throw in some interceptions. He's going to have to do a little bit of everything. And I think if the Swiss Army knife that he could possibly be, and if he does all those things on an elite level on a consistent basis, which I think he's possible of doing, then I think it's kind of like, all right, I can't question whether this guy is a player. Like I'm seeing what he's doing in Dallas, and he's all over the damn field, and he's making plays.
Okay. So kind of like a Nicky Manwari type thing.
Like
everything
in Seattle. Yeah, you gotta give me a little bit of everything, just because you're such a hybrid player at that position. Where because in my opinion, I don't think Caleb Downs is your traditional, whether free safety or strong safety. I just think he just give me an assignment and I'm shutting it down. And almost like I said, similar to Kyle Hamilton, because what's the best way to use somebody like that? All right, I can use you in the box, come off the edge, set the edge. Cool. I can use you to cover the tight end. Cool. I can use you to cover the slot. I can use Kyle Hamilton everywhere, anywhere. I think Caleb Downs can have the same trajectory of his career.
Okay. I think that's fair. As much as I don't hope that happens.
I think that's all the awards. What other awards we got?
Defensive Player of the Year is the last one.
Okay, defensive. Oof.
I'm going with Myles Garrett because it's Myles Garrett. And now he has even better help around him than he did in Cleveland. Now he has Byron Young. Now he has
soon to be Aaron Donald.
soon to be Aaron Donald.
Whenever he's official. So
who else? Yeah, they have really good Braden Fisk, I believe.
Yeah, Fisk is still there. Really, Jared Brooks is the only one that's not there no more.
There's another D tackle whose name I'm forgetting. Braden Fisk, Puna Ford, Kobe Turner. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. So Byron Young and now Aaron Donald. Like that's the help that you're giving Myles Garrett, the best player on earth right now.
Yep. I don't think there's no need for conversation. All right. I mean,
one award that two awards that I'm introducing that we can just touch briefly are Puka of the Year, which is the day 3 pick that we think is going to be a Rookie of the Year contender. I'm going with Keith Abney on the Lions. I know you also liked Keith Abney.
You damn right. Oh my God, they got one.
Drafted being there, and now especially with the Terrion Arnold shit, he's going to get playing time because they need a corner.
They have to give him the snaps now, and he just got forced into the fire because of Terrion Arnold's situation. And I absolutely love Keith Abney. I don't know how the hell he got to that point, and so many people pass up on him. And look, I just think, especially in this NFL where they're making the slot position, especially on wide receiver, so important, and they're lining up some of your better wide receivers in the slot now. You need corners. Cover them sons of guns. And I loved his take coming out of Arizona State. I was like, man, I love this guy. I love him. Yeah.
It's all the traits fetishism, right? Like they're just like, oh, he's not like insanely like tall and long or whatever. But like
he's a dog, man.
He was a fine size for a cornerback. Like it's not like D'Angelo Pons. Like he's a normal sized cornerback.
I don't know if you'll like this comp. He reminds me a lot of Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, I could see that.
And that's why I loved him, because I'm like, I've seen a lot of Trent McDuffie, and I see a lot of things Keith Abney that looks like McDuffie, and that's just me. That's my comp. I'm not sure Keith Abney will turn into the same All-Pro corner that McDuffie has.
Yeah, it's just stylistically and like strengths and weaknesses. He's like very feisty, all of that kind of stuff. We'll see it. We'll see if he hits that ceiling. But I see it.
Very feisty, and like, don't let the 5'11" frame fool you. The man's gonna fight you. Like, he's gonna fight for his position on that field against wide receivers. I loved watching his film. He was definitely one of those players. Oh, dog, you get no argument from me on him. No.
All right, Puka of the Year award. We both go Keith Abney then, I guess. And then the worst player award, the Kadarius Toney award, but I don't have anybody immediately in mind. We can revisit that one.
I know which way to go, so I don't even know how to think about that.
Right. Yeah, I remember we did that last year. I forget who we crowned for that. It was a quarterback. I just don't remember which one.
It's definitely going to be a quarterback, and for me, I hate to do this. Because the man just lost his job. JJ McCartney come up and accept this award.
If he gets a snap, if Kyler gets hurt and he gets a snap, he is the Kadarius Toney. He honestly, I think he was the one we gave it to last year.
And that's funny, but you can't take that off the board though, Randy. That Kyler Murray getting hurt. We've seen his track record in Arizona. He backside of the season, he's a coin flipper if he's going to make it through the rest of the whole season. So we can't take that off the table.
Yeah, we'll get some JJ McCarthy snaps.
You might get some JJ McCarthy snaps in there, Minnesota, and that might send y'all to a tizzy, especially if Kyler Murray hypothetically has the Vikings actually looking competent. because we've seen hot starts from him before. We'll go 6-1, 7-1, and then next thing you know, second season starts, and then the injury start nagging on him, and he can't either play at the same full strength or he's just missing time. Period.
Right.
And it's just not the same. So all I'm saying is, for all you Minnesota Vikings fans that were so quick to just get rid of your boy JJ McCarthy, not so fast, my friend. It's not off the table.
It's coming back to haunt y'all and throw 4 picks. That's what y'all get for not starting me. I'm about to ruin your whole season. That's a nice 5-2 record you got going there. It would be a shame if somebody lost 4 straight.
Just fuck it up. And okay, and I know this is off topic, but this is why choices for your general managers are so important. Because you had Sam Darnold in the building that got you to double-digit wins, and you let him walk out the building, and you ended up in this situation with JJ. Now you're in the situation with Kyler. It got so bad they fired the GM for that shit, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, these decisions can't, especially when it comes to quarterback. You gotta hit on it. Gotta hit on it.
And honestly, because like I remember last offseason not having seen JJ McCarthy play in the NFL at that point. I was pretty high on the Vikings in that circumstance. I thought that it was more Kevin O'Connell than Sam Darnold, and I don't think that was an unpopular projection. Like I was entirely wrong by that, but I think a lot of people would have thought that. Like, well, we've seen Kevin O'Connell do it with a lot of different quarterbacks. This is Sam Darnold's first year being good. Look at the weapons he has. JJ McCarthy's going to have those weapons. He's so much younger. Blah blah blah. From a process standpoint, you could understand how someone would get to that conclusion, but it ended up being so wrong. Like, the thing is, like, I think an average quarterback would have been fine. That's to the whole point. JJ McCarthy was just that bad, and also injury prone. So it was a historically bad pick. But like the process wasn't hard, wasn't in theory insane.
No.
All right, you want to
yeah. Let's continue. No, we'll move past it. No, JJ McCarthy. Yeah, sorry. Here's your award for the second year in a row. There's Tony Award. For being trash. So my NFC, I got division winners. I didn't finish up my my wild cards yet in the AFC, but division winners. I got the Rams winning the West. I got the Cowboys winning the East. Bears winning the North. Falcons winning the South. And I got Lions, Seahawks, and Niners wild cards. I see the NFC.
Okay. Did you got my pictures that I sent you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, let me pull it up.
Okay.
But go ahead, speak on it while I pull it up because it ain't gonna take long.
So my division winners: Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, obviously. Texans. And then the NFC, I have Giants. I have Rams. I have Falcons. I also have the Falcons for the South. And I have the way that I did it, I had the Lions and Vikings tie. And it gave the tiebreaker to the Vikings in the thing that I did. The Bears, I also think, are going to be great. They're going to make the playoffs. I'm just kind of worried about the defense. I don't think they added enough to that defensive line. They added to it was a late day 3 defensive tackle, no additional edge, and they lost a lot of the guys that were getting those crazy turnovers, which are hard to predict anyway. So those are my division winners.
Let me pull it. It's it. Trying to see if this is it. All right. Sometimes it be acting funny. No, that ain't it. All right. Pull this up in just a second because you already got it all in such a beautiful bracket form. Nope, that ain't it. Because I think I one thing that I was big on last year that I'm actually not high on this year. I don't know how I feel about the Buccaneers. Only because I think they'll get the Baker Mayfield situation stuff squared away. I think they'll get the man.
You got it.
What the hell? What is it?
It's up. You got it up.
Okay.
There are three of them because it cuts off the other teams. So
yeah, I was trying to find the bracket you sent me.
Oh, there. Okay,
there it is.
Got it.
That's what I wanted because it has all the teams that you got in there for AFC and NFC right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for everybody's viewing pleasure, full screen, we'll pull it up right there. Those are Randy's predictions for AFC, NFC. Again, whenever you want to go through your bracket, my brother.
Okay. All right. So Bengals, Bills. For all the reasons that I said before with the Bengals, I think they can make the playoffs. And I think that they will make it as the wild card. I don't think they're as good as the Ravens. I think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC, top to bottom, roster-wise. It depends a lot on Jesse Minter. It does depend on injuries because injuries derailed them last year. But assuming health and assuming Jesse Minter is as good as he should be, considering the really good defensive mind he showed in LA, I do expect them to be the 1 seed. But Bengals should also make the playoffs. Bills, I've made my opinion on the Patriots clear. That shit was fugazi. I do not expect that to repeat. I think the Bills are still clearly the best team in that division. I think having the easiest schedule this century is the only reason why they didn't win their division last year. But I have the Bengals winning because I think the Bengals and the Bills both have really good offenses, obviously, because they have top 5 quarterbacks. But both teams have had below average. Well, the Bengals had an awful defense. The Bills had a really bad run defense and an overall below average defense. I think the Bengals have done more to fix the issues with their defense than the Bills have. So I have them slightly edging out the Bills there.
Okay.
Chiefs Broncos. Chiefs win the division. Broncos win the wild card. To your satisfaction, I do believe that the Chiefs will be better than they were last year. I think last year was a mess, but I don't think it is indicative of where they are as a team, especially if Mahomes is healthy. Particularly if he's healthy. The Broncos are still a great team. Elite defense, elite offensive line. They added Jalen Waddle. Their biggest issue was wide receiver. They just addressed that. I think Bo Nix is a good quarterback, but I'm giving that matchup to the Chiefs because of Mahomes' magic. Texans, Chargers. This one was kind of tough because we still don't know what CJ Stroud is at this point. I think that Justin Herbert is a much better quarterback than CJ Stroud at this point. But both quarterbacks suffered from offensive line issues. Herbert because both of his tackles were out. CJ Stroud because he's had a bad offensive line the past several years. But the Chargers are bringing their tackles back, and CJ Stroud's offensive line has been entirely revamped. Finally, one offseason too late. So if CJ Stroud can get back to not even the rookie season where he was electric, but if he can just good, that defense is monstrous. And the Chargers defense is really good too, but not as good as the Texans defense. The interior offensive line of the Chargers, I still have concerns about. They added some day 3 picks to fix it. I don't know if that's going to happen on week 1, day 2, day 3. I don't know if that's going to happen year 1. And also, the Texans make the second round every year. The Chargers have yet to in the Herbert dynasty. So it's kind of hard to justify. The Texans already have a dub over the Chargers with the bad offensive line the Texans had that year. So I'm going to give it to the Texans there. NFC, no shock. Rams the 1 seed. They are a super team. MVP quarterback, offensive player of the year contender Puka Nacua, the Hall of Famer Devontae Adams, best player in the NFL, 18-game sack leader Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald coming back.
Hey,
have you seen Mr. West Philly Black? Have you seen the downward spiral your team went through last year? Do you remember AJ Brown? He's not wearing green anymore.
Hey, West Philly Black. Hey, bro. Hey, talk to your social media team. Tell them stop making y'all quarterback look crazy like that.
And tell your quarterback to stop looking crazy.
Hey, that's crazy. They didn't have to do my man Jalen Hurts like that.
So, obviously Rams are going to be the 1 seed. But Seahawks are still a good team. I do think they're not going to be as good. They lost Kenneth Walker. They lost pieces in the secondary, but they're still going to be a very good team. My Giants, who are winning the NFC East, to the dissatisfaction of our friend there. But I'm not saying the reigning Super Bowl champions should beat my Giants in the playoffs. Vikings, Bears. This one was because I think both teams are going to be really good. I believe in Caleb individually more than I believe in the Vikings, but the defensive support the Vikings should be much more than the Bears have. Like I said, defensive line, they did basically no work on. They added 1 day 3 defensive tackle, and that was it. They lost Jermaine Edmonds. They lost Kobe. Was it Kobe Bryant? No, not Kobe. Yep. They added Kobe Bryant. Yep. They lost Kevin Byard, and they lost their other safety, whose name escapes me right now. A lot of the people that were making those crazy turnovers. Turnovers are also hard to predict anyway, but they lost all the guys that were doing that. I don't think the defense is going to be very good. I think Caleb is going to have a pretty Herculean effort on his part. And I think he can do that. He's shown that he can do that kind of shit. But with a Brian Flores defense, I'm just not sure if that's going to happen.
Now, West Philly Black, I don't disagree with you. But we can also make the same if we put everything into context. I think the Rams kind of let 2 of those games get away.
Y'all, your last game was being beaten by Brock Purdy and CMC with basically nobody else. Like a bunch of second string players as their help. Like, relax.
Yeah, that loss to 49ers was bad, bro. Like, you had no business losing today.
Right. It was just like, oh yeah, but we could definitely beat the reigning MVP and Aaron Donald and the reigning unanimous depoy. Like, stop it.
Hey, but look. I know you're not a big Eagles fan, but I'll say this about the Eagles. I've always kind of thought that they and because I want you to see our face when we say this, Billy Black. All right. I always kind of thought, especially when it comes to the Eagles, very talented team. Nick Sirianni to me is a goofball. He's a goon. I can't wrap my brain around liking him. He has a very punchable face and a very just his whole thing. I just can't get with.
He's a very punchable man. Yes.
Oh my god.
And he also doesn't do anything there. Like, he just got gifted by Howie. He got gifted an insane roster, and if there's ever a problem with it, the team crumbles. And that's what happened last year.
Hey, you know what's funny that you say that? I have yet to find an Eagles fan in West Philly Black. Since you're an Eagles fan. Explain to me, what does he actually do? Because I can't find the answer from Philadelphia fans. I can't find the answer from pundits that talk and cover football. I can't find that. I don't. What does he do?
He hires Kevin Patullo and fights with AJ Brown. That's what he does.
So I mean, what does he do? I mean, that's fine. You guys won the Super Bowl. That's good for you, my man.
Yeah, I'm sure if your left guard was playing left tackle in that game because your left tackle was out and your best receiver was also out.
Look, I didn't make no excuses for the Chiefs. The Eagles whooped their excuses for the Chiefs. No, I'm just calling a space. They whooped their ass. But Eagles fans forget that we beat y'all first. We got a Super Bowl too. And not only that, we can actually win a Super Bowl every time we damn near play it. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes is 3 out of 5. And the percentage, the numbers is looking pretty high for my guy. Y'all still don't even know if y'all love y'all quarterback. I don't even know what we're talking about. We're not even in the same class.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of Super Bowl MVP quarterbacks I can think of whose team the following year was considering firing him.
Do y'all like y'all quarterback? I don't even know if y'all even like y'all quarterback. That's crazy. He kind of helped y'all win a lot of football games, but boy, y'all treat him like he's such a sidekick, bro.
He was certainly there for those wins. He was on the field.
That's how they treat him. God damn,
certainly wearing an Eagles jersey at the time.
Damn, so he did nothing. God damn, I be treating him like that, man. He's crazy. But anyway, let's get back to your bracket. Let's finish this up real quick.
All right. So yeah, those are my reasons for the Vikings beating the Bears. Lions beating the Falcons. The NFC South is such a weak division. I like the Falcons.
Yes.
I think that they are an underrated team. They have a lot of talent. They have Bijan. They have Drake London. They added those edges, and they were both really good immediately. That secondary with the 2 Terrells and with Bates and with Watts looks nasty. But the Lions are just a better team. The Falcons would be winning the division largely because the division is bad. I think Tua is going to look better than he did last year. The offensive line is better. With Chris Lindstrom and all that, I think he will not look as anything like he did last year. But I don't think he's going to look like a great quarterback either, and certainly not able to beat a team like the Lions. So, second round. Ravens, absolutely loaded team. I think their main issue was the defensive injuries and also their pass rush. Both of those should be much better. They brought in Trey Hendrickson. They brought in Zion Young. I think their pass rush should be massively improved, and that was basically their one weakness. I know that they lost Tyler Linderbaum. They replaced him with Vega. First round guard, should be plug and play. The Bengals defense. I'm sorry, what's up?
Quick tidbit about the Ravens. They got some of the best news in the offseason. Matabike got cleared.
Yes, they also got that. So the offense and defense should be elite. Bengals, I don't think the defense, even if it's better, is going to be elite. So Ravens win that one. Chiefs, Texans, again, I'm relying a bit on Mahomes' magic, and I still don't know if I trust CJ Stroud yet. It would take a lot to beat that Texans defense, but Mahomes at his best can do that, assuming he's at his best. Rams, Seahawks, again, Rams are a super team. Seahawks lost some pieces, so that's why that one. Lions, Vikings, as much as I am giving a lot to Kyler in these predictions, I'm giving them the 1 seed, not the 1 seed, but the leading their division technically. I will get back to you, sir. Sir, I'm in the middle of something. I will get back to you. What was I? Oh yeah. I'm giving Kyler a lot here. I'm giving the team a lot here with Kyler, but the Lions, I think, are just a better team. So I have them going that way. Ravens, Chiefs. The team is so much better. The overall roster of the Ravens, I think, is just so much better than the overall roster of the Chiefs. If you want to go Mahomes magic again, you can, but the Ravens offense is so elite. I think the defense should be as well. I have a lot of questions in a lot of spots on that Chiefs roster, so I can't justify them going over the Ravens. Rams, again, super team. And also, if this does end up being it, I think this would be kind of nice because Donald would be going back into retirement. Stafford's last year, potentially. We don't know. If Stafford and Donald could both retire, beating in the NFC Championship game Stafford's old team, and then going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
And the Rams are also their everyone's Super Bowl pick. So I'm not necessarily challenging anybody on that right now.
Nah, no doubt.
What do you think of these predictions before I address that comment I didn't get a chance to read?
No. We'll get to Philly Black in a second, but I guess the only pushback I would give is I think I definitely got the Bengals in as one of the wild cards. Obviously, you're more bullish on the Broncos than I am. Mm-hmm. Look, they squeaked out a lot of victories last year with some, I've seen that personally with the Chiefs, where you squeak out a lot of victories one year and then they go total opposite to next year. So I don't like that going in for them this year. And I'm just not big on Bo Nix. I'm just not. So I actually got them out. I got the Patriots, Bengals, Chargers as my wild card. So we're pretty much
we disagree on one team.
Yeah, that's it. We only disagree on the Broncos. I would swap them out for the Patriots. I just think that they'll have enough to catch a wild card. That shit last year, I'm with you. That was fool's gold. That they're not gonna catch that shit again. When it comes to the NFC, I think the only thing we disagree on is I have 49ers in there instead of I got Lions, Seahawks, 49ers, my wild card.
Okay. So do you not have the Vikings in?
I actually got the Vikings having a solid season, like 9-8. I'm just not sold on their quarterback position. I'm just not. And that's with Kyler Murray. I just seen too much of hot and cold. Yeah, I've got the quick fast start, but like you said, okay, what about the second half of the season? You got to play a whole second half, my guy. And you're either banged up and can't play and perform at the same clip, or you just missing time, period. So he has question marks. And this is supposed to be his redemption time, but he still has question marks. And we already know about the question marks with JJ. So I just think that whole quarterback position as a whole, it might turn around and still be the Achilles heel of that team again.
I understand that. I am acknowledging that there's not a great reason. Like, you could go very easily either way with how well you think Kyler will play with that team. I acknowledge that.
Oh no, absolutely. He can either look like because okay, but Kyler Murray has never been about his ability. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy is still a legend in Texas lore for his athletic ability and what this guy was doing with football in Texas. And you know how they crazy and go cuckoo for football in Texas. Mm-hmm. He still get talked about. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this guy doesn't know how to play football. I just think is sometimes with his size and playing NFL football, he's not able to survive a whole season. So we're not going to always get the full array of how talented he really is. Like we forget this man got drafted #1 overall in baseball too. Like we're talking about a guy that's athletic as fuck. Like it has nothing to do with his ability. It's everything else. It's the availability. It's the knowledge. What's your IQ looking like? Because sometimes You know, they talk about the funny joke about you not paying attention and getting lost in the video games, but it must be true because they put a amendment in your contract about needing you to study. So if they got to do that and put it in the contract, like I know it was silly to do, but at the same time, they're like, bro, like you don't want to study? Like, do you just think you're just that gifted athletically to just beat the best in the world at football? No, you got to study in the NFL. You just can't. I'm just like athlete. Everybody, anybody that thinks that they don't last long in the NFL.
Right. Exactly. Do you want to put up one of those pictures for the team records for West Philly so I could show him for the Eagles record? We could talk about that a little bit.
No doubt. And then hey, but my thing is West Philly, man. Hey, you gotta understand. We're not disagreeing that the Eagles are a good team. We're predicting on what they are going to be this year, as in you lose an all-pro wide receiver. All right. And I don't care what you say. You take away an all-pro wide receiver from a passing game that has already been struggling. And this is not just a one-year struggle. Eagles fans, don't lie to yourselves. Your offense has been putrid for the last few years. And that's AJ Brown.
Yeah, their offense only worked 2 years ago because with the best offensive line in the NFL, Saquon rushed for 2,000 yards. Jalen Hurts had almost nothing to do with it. He literally had the least passing attempts of any quarterback in the NFL. So starting quarterback. So like what are we doing here? Like, do you think he's going to rush for 2,000 yards again? Maybe I'm not going to pull a Joe Shane. I'm not doing that to myself. Maybe it's not going to happen.
It's
the offense is. There are lots of issues with it, and you've now taken away.
If you can't pass the ball in the NFL, then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we saw what happened when Saquon wasn't able to get 2,000 yards again last year. We saw we're not hating on the Eagles. We're just stating the stuff that you guys just want to blatantly ignore as Eagles fans. Like, come on.
Right.
The passing game of your offense has been trashed for the last 2 years. Point blank, period. I don't think there's nothing to debate about that.
Now, so when I do these records, I always have to preface by saying these aren't necessarily. I don't necessarily think there's going to be 6 teams that have 3 wins or less, and there's going to be the Cardinals are going to be winless, which I do have as a prediction there. The Dolphins are going to have 1 win. The Jets are going to have 2. Ravens are going to be 16-1. But these are. It's hard to predict upsets. It's hard to predict injuries, but these are the win-loss records they should have. And so I have the Eagles right there at 9-8. I think at this point, right now, they're in 9-8 team. They're a good team that just misses the playoffs in this what's now becoming a much more loaded NFC.
Yeah, that's a tough division now. I think so because you get 9-8. I got them on paper when we predicted on the Audible. I got them at 10-7. So I'm.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, and that's it's a fair range. Like, and a lot of people are saying that now that Eagles can be anything from making it back to the Super Bowl to firing Nick Sirianni. I'm leaning more on being a solid team that still ends up firing Nick Sirianni.
I don't think they really like that dude. I'm talking about the players. I don't think the players really like bro.
Yeah, AJ Brown doesn't.
Yeah, I think that was pretty evident. I don't know. I just think that the team is so loaded with talent that they gotta like play outside themselves damn near every week because I think they're lacking an adult head coach.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But like that's the thing. Like he's just winning by inheriting an insane amount of talent, and that can only work for so long. Eventually, you have to start doing something.
Yeah, you actually gotta
like you can't rely on the best offensive line, best defense, top 3 receiving core, and a 2,000 yard running back to win you Super Bowls every year. You gotta actually do some stuff.
All I'm saying,
now the talent is worse.
all I'm saying is I still ain't seen that answer from you, West Philly Black, on what does Nick Sirianni do. I still ain't got an answer. So again,
Okay, what was that? Can we pull that comment back up? The last one. I don't. He goes beat every team.
Seahawks. No, that's the one that I'm not arguing that, because they can win the regular season games, Super Bowls against the Chiefs, against all the teams we named. That's what I said. This is strictly predicting this year. This is just us talking, having fun, and I'm just thinking they're just going to be a 10-17. I just think their schedule is tough because okay, so look. Let's go over the schedule real quick with the Eagles. I'm gonna do it real quick. I got it right in front of me. All right, so they open up against Washington. I think they win that one. They go to Tennessee next week 2. I think they win that one. But you got to go to Chicago week 3. I'm high on the Bears this year. I just think they're a better team. I think you lose that one. You follow that one with the Rams. I think you finally lose the Rams for sure. Like I said earlier in the show, there was 2 games that I think the Rams just completely just let slip right out their hands. That's my opinion. You go home against Jacksonville. Playoff team last year. I'm not sure what they really are. I think they can win that one. I'm not big on Jacksonville this year. You get Carolina after that. Playoff team last year. I'm not high on Carolina, so I think they can win now.
Yeah.
You get Dallas and Washington back to back. So 2 division games. You get Dallas at home, Washington on the road.
My prediction is like essentially all of the NFC East teams split with each other. That's kind of what I have there, which I think is fair.
No, I think I got them splitting with Giants. I got them splitting with Dallas, and I have them sweeping Washington.
Okay.
But right there after Carolina, you get all 3 division opponents back to back 3 in a row, Dallas, Washington, Giants, before you go on the bye. Like, you can say whatever you want about your opponents in your division, but they know you best. That's not going to be a cupcake when you got all 3 division opponents before you go on the bye. So those are always coin flips. I got you winning Washington, winning against the Giants, and losing to Dallas. All right. That's going into the bye. After that, you got Pittsburgh, Dallas, Arizona. You should win that one. Indy, you should win that one. But then you got Seattle. Oh, I mean, even you admitted that Philly Black ain't beat Seattle, can't beat them. I don't think you do that. Oh, follow it up with Houston. Okay, so put that struggling offense with your struggling quarterback, with that struggling passing offense against that defense. I don't like your chances. All right, San Francisco. Didn't y'all just lose to them undermanned in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay. And then here's the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be competitive. Here's the where they split. They get the finale week 18. You're 10-17. Your schedule's not easy for you to continue to look so inept at passing the football on this team.
I think we have the same teams that they win and lose to, except that I have them splitting with the Commanders. I think that's. Oh wait, no, I have them 1 less win. So I don't know who I had them lose to that you had them win against, but it's very close, and I think that range is the perfect range. Now, so that means that you had the Cowboys winning the NFC East, right?
Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning that division. Like I said, I think the Giants are going to be a real scrappy team. I got the Commanders finishing up last. I don't know if they got enough for me to even be entertained to even watch them this year. I don't know. I'm just.
It depends so much on Jaden Daniels' health, and even if he does come back, if he plays like he did, because like rookie seasons are always so weird, right? Like CJ Stroud had a crazy rookie season. Look what happened after that. Like you get on somebody, things potentially change, and the defense isn't good for Washington.
Well, it's I don't know if they're going to be able to stop anybody, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get in the end zone. Mm-hmm. I really just have no genuine clue And excuse my ignorance, Commanders fans, but it didn't help me out. Y'all can jump in the comments. It would be nice. Just help me out. Help me out on what exactly y'all gonna be this year. I can't really put a direction on where I think you guys are headed.
Was it they added Stephon Diggs? Did you see that?
I saw that, but that's Brandon Ayuk's fault. That man didn't talk his way out of a job. No dumbass. Yeah. Stay off the damn Instagram, fool. But
don't let that man in the locker room. Is all I'm saying. You bring Stephon Diggs in, he gets his own. He has to change the bathroom somewhere.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I want to come back next week and have a channel. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. So I swear to God, if I say something, Randy's gonna be so off the wall, bro. Because that whole Stephon Diggs scenario is so off the wall. I'm going to leave it alone, and we're going to put a period on tonight's show because this was a great time. But as always, man, y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification on the YouTube channels, I.O.W Sports Network. Of course, I.O.W Sports Network on all social media platforms. Like, share, subscribe to those channels as well. Spread the news, what we got going on. If you need audio needs, I'll let my man, all right, Panther on Acid Productions. That's my man Randy Weber's company right there on Instagram. Tap in with him. If y'all in the New York area, definitely tap in with my guy. All right, but he outside. All right, he out there. So, hey, we live, baby. But until next time, man, it's been a great time. Always to talk sports with my brother. Until the next time, y'all know what it is. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We'll holler at y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Solid Hill TD, yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to